Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt here with Tank Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 7:50 p.m. Saturday evening. 7:50 p.m. January the 20th, 2024, year of our Lord. I still haven't got used to saying 2024, man. But I'm out here in the shop, man, and it's an absolute mess out here. It is. It looks like a doggone bomb went off out here. I just got stuff everywhere. I need to get out here sooner or later and clean this up, but it ain't happening right now, man. It's just way too cold. It's 26 degrees out here, and I don't do very well in this kind of cold weather. I like cold weather, but once it gets below 30, man, I'm done. I go into hibernation mode. But it's supposed to be warm next weekend. It's supposed to rain here Tuesday and Wednesday. It's supposed to be warm, back up in the very high 60s and low 70s next weekend. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm looking forward to it. I normally would rather it be in the 20s and 30s when I'm working, but I don't know, man. The past 3 or 4 nights it's been down in the teens, and that's just too much for me. I don't like I don't like it when it gets down into the teens. I really don't like it when it gets down into the 30s, but when I'm working, I'm fine. I'm sorry when it gets below 30, but when I'm working, I'm fine. I get my blood moving and get warm a little bit. But anyway, man, I don't know if y'all saw my last video. I posted a video earlier today of a pine straw job that me and Mama Tank done this morning, and made some pretty good money off of that. I had 6 or either 7 rolls left, and that actually winds up being, I want to say it's around 15 or 16 bales is what it winds up being. You get 2 1/4 bales per roll, and but you're only paying for 2 bales, so you actually come out ahead when you buy it by the roll. Just a little tip for y'all. But and my customers, I give them an estimate up front of a ballpark figure of how much it's going to be. I tell them that it's normally going to be less than that, but they always just write me a check for the estimate. They tell me just to keep the rest and use the rest of the pine straw for another job, and because they like the work we do, and we're honest with everybody, and so they just say use it as a tip. So we actually have 6 or 7 rolls left over, and I'm gonna do the pine straw at my house tomorrow, and might take y'all along with me for that, just to show you how I do it. But also, I'm gonna get out here and do some maintenance on my mowers in the morning. I'm gonna wake up probably about 6 in the morning and get some coffee in me, get moving around, do some PT, and I'm gonna say probably about 8 o'clock I'm gonna start working around here, and once it warms up just a touch. But anyway, I'm freezing, man. I'm surprised you can't see my breath, but yeah, it's cold. It really is. I know I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube here lately of people saying you need to do this, saying you need to do that when you're a beginning lawn care provider. If you're first starting out. And look, I'm gonna tell all of you up front. Don't listen to everything you see on YouTube. Do what works best for you, and the only way you're really gonna learn how to do this and what you need to do and what you need to buy, the only way you're really gonna learn that is to just get out here and do it. And my recommendation is just go lean and mean in your first year or so. If you have to spend some money, if you have it and can afford it, spend it. But I would not go out and buy no commercial equipment in your first year, probably not even your second year. And I'll give you a rule of thumb that I stuck to when I started. It was a friend of mine that's been doing this for about 20 years told me, if you're mowing less than 20 properties a week, or if you have less than 20 customers, you really have no reason to buy commercial equipment. Just start out with a push mower, a Murray push mower if that's what you got. If you got a Honda or an Exmark or a Toro, whatever, But start out with a push mower. If you can splurge and get a commercial push mower, something with a 30-inch deck, that's fine. But if you have the money to splurge to get a commercial push mower, I would recommend just spending an extra $1,000 to throw with it and going and getting a commercial zero or a residential zero turn instead of a commercial push mower, because you can use a regular residential 21-inch push mower or 22-inch push mower, whichever one you have, and be just fine with, and you can get you a residential 32, 36, 42, 44-inch residential zero turn and get in 90% of the gates that you're going to come across, and you're going to be able to turn a lot of properties a lot more efficiently with a zero turn than what you will a commercial push mower. Now, granted, starting out, you're going to need a push mower. You need to plan on that. You need to keep planning on using a push mower at least for your first year or two. I'm going into my third season, and I still keep a push mower on the truck every time I go out. I've got a 22-inch Toro recycler, and it's the commercial grade, and I keep it on the truck every time I go out because I have a few gates that are smaller than 30 inches wide, but and then once you get up close to 30 properties, then you can start to, as long as you're managing your money correctly, you can start to flirt with the idea of getting a commercial mower. And when you do that, I would stick with a 32, 36, 42. I wouldn't go no higher than 42. And truthfully, in my area, most of the gates in my area are 40 inches wide. You have some that are 50 inches wide, and you've got some that are actually 38 inches wide, and it's not going to do you any good to have a 42-inch mower. I've got some gates that I can't even get a 36 in. So, yeah. But those properties I really just turn down. I don't even take them on unless it's a very, very small backyard where I can get in and mow the backyard in just 2 or 3 minutes, But, and even then, it's going to have to be worth it. I've got to look at, is it going to take me less than an hour, for a solo operator? Is it still going to take me less than an hour to mow that property and make my minimum on it? And that's things you got to look at. But yeah, I wouldn't go out and buy a 48 or a 52 or a 60 or anything like that, especially not starting out. I wouldn't even worry about getting commercial equipment. I would, if it was me, I would, if you have a push mower, if you have a curve shaft weed eater, and maybe a cheap battery power blower, just use what you got. And truthfully, you don't need a blower. You can start out with a curve shaft weed eater and a push mower, and I know plenty of people that started with a broom. They didn't even have a blower, and that's the first thing they worked towards. They worked towards getting a battery power blower, and then went from there. And then when that thing kicked the bucket, they bought a backpack blower, a gas powered backpack blower. And even then, they bought something like an Echo PB580T, just a small residential backpack blower. Does just fine. And matter of fact, the very first job I ever done in my business was with a 580T, a Echo PB580T. And it took me all doggone day to do a leaf job that should only took 2 hours. Wouldn't have took but an hour and a half with a 9010, but it shouldn't have took but 2 hours at the most with a BR700 or a 770 Echo, you know, but all I had was a 580T and it took me all day. But you can make plenty of money with commercial equipment, guys. Just manage your money wisely and manage your time wisely, and be cautious of what kind of properties you take on starting out. I highly recommend starting out in residential areas, you know, suburban areas, and just grow it. You know, do what you can do. That'll take you no more than about an hour with a push mower and a weed eater, and grow from there, man. And save up some money, get you some good equipment, and just focus on growing, you know. But the main thing you need to do starting out really is just grow. You don't need to worry about equipment or anything like that. Just grow. Just get out there, get some customers, get some you know, get what you can starting out. I highly recommend starting out with your smaller properties, you know, quarter acre or less, something that's going to take you less than an hour to mow by yourself with a push mower, and get you some properties that sooner or later you're going to have to cut bushes on, you know, charge for that, you know, look at it, see if maybe possibly they'll need mulch or pine straw installed, you know, properties with some trees on it, you know, with trees comes leaves. I would stay away from pine trees because that's just a mess, man, and it's aggravating to do cleanups with when you got a lot of pine straw in the yard. But at least starting out anyway. But leaves are a lot easier to clean up than pine straw. But you know, if you got yards of trees in them, that's money to be made in the fall and on into the winter, you know, with leaf cleanups, and not to mention that's potential money with cutting back limbs and just things of that nature. So there's other things you need to look at when you're picking up properties, you know. I mean, and there's a lot of things that's going to go into your pricing too, you know, like the style of terrain. Is there a lot of hills? Is there a lot of ups and downs? Is there a lot of landscape beds in there? Just different things like that. Is there a lot of dog poop in the yard, stuff like that you don't really want to deal with and track all into your vehicle or on your trailer or in other people's yards, you know? Just take all that into consideration. But the main thing is, when you're starting out, man, just get your name out there. Grow, man. Just grow. Do a good job. Get what you can handle, and make yourself some money. Put it all back. You know, if you're starting out and you have a 9-to-5, you know, live off of your 9-to-5 and put everything you make in your business up. Sink it back into your business, and eventually you'll be running around with 2 commercial mowers, possibly 3, and you know, a good commercial weed eater with a backup, and 2 or 3 backpack blowers. And but that takes time, man. You know, you're looking at least a year or 2 before you can get to that point. And like I said, man, when you're starting out, just grow. Just get out there, make some money, cut some grass and make some money. That's the main thing. Get your name out there, do a good job, and create a good reputation for yourself. Do a good job, do good work, be efficient, be dependable, be honest, and show up on time every time, man. And don't get to a point where your customers are calling you looking for you. When it comes to buying equipment, you know, especially this time of year, man, a lot of your dealerships, local dealerships like the one in my area, just had a huge sale on Wright equipment and Walker equipment. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're fixing to have a sale on Toro equipment. But just getting rid of old equipment, you know, to try to make room for new stuff coming in. And they're running sales on that kind of stuff. And same way with all their steel handheld equipment. And you know I said at the end of the summer I was going to get away from steel and go with Echo, but I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to do that yet. You know, I think they both have their ups and downs. I like to be able to feel the power of steel in my hands. Echo is very good and very reliable. You know, it just plain out flat out works. You know, it's kind of like a Glock handgun. A lot of people don't like Glocks, but they just work, man. And they're ugly, but they just work. And that's pretty much the same way with Echo, man. Echo is Mr. Dependable, and it's you can't hardly tear Echo up, and that's something that they have going for them. But I do feel more comfortable running steel. I feel better with it in my hands. I mean, to me it just feels better and it's more comfortable in my hands. And but you know, different strokes for different folks. And I imagine I will eventually get away from steel altogether. I still have a lot of steel equipment on my truck, and have very few Echo on my truck. But I imagine I probably will get away from steel altogether and go to Echo just because of the dependability factor and the price point. Man, steel's a lot more expensive than Echo is. But you know, there's some things that I'll always keep, you know, like saws and things like that. I think steel just has the advantage on Echo when it comes to chainsaws and pole saws and things of that nature. But for the rest of it, I probably will eventually go with all Echo sooner or later. But anyway, man, that's enough of that. My weight loss journey, we cheated a little bit today. We got home from doing that pine straw job, and I asked Mama Tank, you know, we've been doing good for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We really have. And I asked Mama Tank, you know, my 2 daughters were gone. One of them was at work and one of them was off with some friends celebrating a birthday. And I asked Mama Tank, I said, do you want to go get some lunch? I said, we can swing by the house and pick up my son and we can go get some lunch. And then after it slipped out of my mouth, I thought about it. I was like, man, I shouldn't have said that. I really don't feel like going nowhere. But she kind of looked at me. She said, I don't know. What are you wanting? And I said, be honest, I don't know. And she said, how about I'll order some pizza and we have pizza for lunch and supper. I said, that sounds like a winner to me, because I really don't feel like going nowhere. So that's what we did, you know. We really, I mean, that's the first time I can really say we actually cheated on our diet. But for the most part, we've done good. I mean, I have had to put some things in my gut here and there throughout the day because, I mean, let's face it, man, you've got to eat, especially when you get out there working, man. You'll work yourself into a tizzy, I guess you could say. But you'll get to where you start shaking and everything, and you got to look out for yourself when you're on a diet. You got to be careful with that, especially if you're a working man. But for the most part, we've done good, and we kind of rewarded ourselves today with pizza. And you know, we're still doing PT morning and evening every day, and we have lost a little bit of weight. Mama Tank's lost a ton of weight, man. It don't take much for her to lose weight. You know, I'm still getting through the soreness factor. I'm still waking up every day hurting like hell from PT. But I guess that comes with age, man. But I hadn't got used to it yet. And it's been, what, 3 weeks, I think? However long it's been since January 1st. That's when we started. But that, and we've still been drinking protein shakes 2 or 3 times a day. Matter of fact, I just drank one a few minutes ago because I started getting hungry again. And I went ahead and downed one. And as soon as I get off of this video, I'm gonna go run around the block. I'm gonna run probably about a half a mile, and then come back in and do some aerobics. But yeah, man, we're just maintaining, you know, making whatever we can right now, and pretty much just enjoying this little bit of downtime we have. And but the bottom line is, April will be here before you know it. Really, in my area, March will be here before you know it. March is really when things start kicking off around here. And we'll be out there scalping lawns and bagging lawns and doing spring cleanups and putting out pine straw and mulch, man. We'll be out there rocking and rolling pretty soon. And probably another month and a half. But so we're just enjoying this little bit of downtime we have right now, and taking advantage of it. You know, we're relaxing, you know, just trying to maintain. And and staying on top of all of our bills and finances and everything. Staying on top of our bank account, trying to make sure we don't run out of funds. You know, we know how to manage our money, but it's still, still that it's still kind of, I don't know, man. I've been scared before. I've been broke before, and I don't ever want to go through that again. So I'm very cautious when it comes to paying out money in the wintertime when we're not working a whole lot. So yeah, staying on top of things, man, just maintaining and living a dream. But the main thing is right now we trying to stay warm, dude. It is cold, Jack. It is really cold. And also, man, I've got this golf cart back here behind me. We bought this thing used. It's a 2021 golf cart, and we love this golf cart, man. It's completely rigged out. It's got a lift kit, radio station, or I'm sorry, Bluetooth radio, LED light bars, front and back seats, windshield cover, all that good stuff, man. It's decked out, whole 9 yards. Very nice golf cart, but the batteries died on us this past summer, and like I said, man, we don't like spending money when we ain't got a whole lot rolling in. So me and Mama Tank got to talking about it yesterday, and we was like, come April, we need to be prepared to have things to do around the house to keep us busy, because I'm going full time in April. I'm not going to have the money that I'm used to having right up front. I mean, we've got our savings and things like that, and we will be generating some revenue, but we're not going to have 6 figures rolling in like we're used to having. And so I figured the best thing to do is to go ahead and get some golf cart batteries for that thing next month, and then that way we'll have something to do come April when I'm only working 2 or 3 days a week trying to grow my business, and to keep my mind off of to keep my mind from going stir crazy. So that's coming up. I'm getting some new batteries for that. That's gonna be about $1,500 to $2,000 right there, man. I really hate that. I really need to switch over to lithium, but it's got the old lead batteries in there, and I need to switch over to lithium, man, because I think they last like 10 or 15 years, is what I was told at the dealership, and it's expensive to get it converted over. You're looking at about $2,500 to convert it, but you wind up saving yourself. Lead batteries last about 3 years. Lithium batteries last 10 to 15 years. So you're saving yourself a lot of work, a lot of money. But yeah, looking forward to that, man. I hadn't been able to ride that thing since early September, and really looking forward to being able to drive my golf cart around the neighborhood in the evenings, with a cold beer in my hand, just talking, chit-chatting, chopping it up with the neighbors. But anyway, man, I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then I'm gonna knock it off. Look, I say it a lot on here. If you are flirting with the idea of going out into business for yourself, no matter what it is, whether it's to be a plumber, electrician, heating and air, landscaping, welding, carpenter, whatever, if you've got a trade that you think you're good at and you think you can make a lot of money, and you're tired of getting out there breaking your back for another man to be rich, man, take a chance on yourself. There's no time like the present. But just take a chance on yourself, and invest in yourself for a change instead of investing into another person, and give yourself a chance, man. And there's always that what if I fail in the back of your mind, but you've also got to look at this: what if you don't fail? If you take a look at a guy like me, I'll be 40 in April. I've been out here in the working world for over 20 years, and I've probably got another good 20 years left before I need to retire. And when I do retire, I probably won't fully retire. I'll probably still be working. I have to keep moving, man. I like working, but don't wait till you're my age, man. If you're late teens, early 20s, not even 30 yet, take a chance on yourself. Bet on yourself for a change, and give yourself a shot, man. Don't wait till you're halfway through your prime, or don't wait till you're out of your prime to try to start something for your own, and for your own family, and for your own personal gratification. Do something for yourself for a change. Take a chance on yourself. Give yourself a shot, because you never know, man. You just may succeed, and life is all about taking risks. And if you don't take a risk, especially on yourself, you'll never know, for one, and you'll never succeed. You'll always be bound to a time clock and working for another man. And truthfully, you'll never get rich doing that. And if you're like me, you're not trying to get rich. You're just trying to have peace of mind and a little bit of freedom that comes with that. But I just wanted to say that real quick, man. Take a chance on yourself. Give yourself a shot, and just see what happens, man. You never know. You might be the next big thing in your area. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go. Before I do anything, I'm gonna go get me a cup of coffee, man, because it's cold out here in this shop. And I'm gonna get warmed up real quick, and then I'm gonna do some PT. And then I'm gonna get a shower, get shaved up real good, and get ready for church in the morning. But anyway, man, you know what's coming next. Y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. I'll let y'all. Bye.